He got Jimmy Harrow. Joel Embiid is caught cheating. So I guess it's talking about his free throws because I read the comments.
Real quick, I've got a quiz for y'all. Won't take long, just 3 questions.
What's that?
Okay, first question. Is this a foul?
Now with Zach Collins on him. Joel up, count it.
It's a bang bang for me. It's a bang bang for me. I'll say yeah, since he's a superstar and he's in Philadelphia. Give it to him.
If you answered no, you would be correct. Good job. Okay.
I said yes. Because it was hard for me. It was contact. There was contact. Look, it's contact. That's contact. Once he kept the ball going, it's contact. But you know what I'm saying? You can go both ways with that. But the ref chose to go yes because it's like it's Embiid. He's a superstar MVP and he's in Philly. Like if he was on the road, you know, I probably wouldn't have called that. But you know, the fans, the supporters want to see Joel Embiid, their MVP at the free throw line.
If you answered no, you would be correct. Good job. Okay, it's gonna get a bit harder now. Is this a foul?
It's foul on Embiid. I think it's a foul on Embiid. That's a foul on Embiid and on Embiid right there. Look what he does.
Is this
it's a foul on Embiid. Look what he does. Is this Collins? Look what he does to Collins. He pushes him.
He's so good at no. Another offensive rebound from Embiid, and Osman blocked him.
I lied. It didn't get any harder because if you said no, you again are correct. Now,
it's a foul on Embiid, anything. But yeah, that's like clean block to me.
Last question, and this will stump even the biggest Hoops fans. Is this a foul?
Simon.
He's wide open. No one's touching him.
Over to Joel Embiid, who already dropped.
And you got.
Yeah, that's a. He put his hands on. Yeah, it's a foul. Dude put his hands on. That's a foul. This man looking like he's hand checking. Yeah, it's a foul.
Over to Joel Embiid, who already.
It's all up here. Come on, y'all. And he played with Harden too. Harden teach him some of these stuff, bro. Hold on, you think Harden taught him some of his stuff? That's a foul.
Right, because of course you did.
If someone put their hands on you in basketball and no hand checking, that's a foul. Yeah, it's 2024, not 1984.
Because this
or
is
94.
Obviously not a foul. At least not to anyone who's played or watched or even been around basketball at any capacity in their life. And yet Joel Embiid continues to feast off of these phantom calls night after night.
That one is crazy. Yeah, that's not a foul though. That's right here, not a foul. Hold up.
Continue watched this one. Or even been around basketball at any capacity in their life. And yet Joel Embiid continues to feast.
Ain't no foul. He just flopped. He flopped with that one. This ain't no foul either. This ain't a foul either.
How is he doing?
Dude just yelling and the ref blow the whistle.
This has he performed?
I know I'm talking a lot, but you can see how many times I say in the videos when I react to NBA games because he yelled, "Hey, don't mean it's a foul."
Draft on these refs. Does Embiid have dirt on Adam?
That's not a foul. That's not a foul.
Is Joel?
Yeah, it's a foul. Dude hit him on the ground.
Embiid cheating the game.
That's a foul, obviously.
Or is he just using the rules to his
advantage, not a foul,
like countless other players before him?
It's a bang bang for me. The dude has his hands on the shoulder. So you gotta view the game as a ref and not as a, you know what I'm saying? Not just as a fan, but as a player at the same time too.
Today's video.
You gotta view the game as a player and a ref, not a fan.
It was sponsored by Factor 75.
Jimmy Harrow. Max.
Do y'all remember back in the early 2000s when Shaquille O'Neal was so dominant that teams would just hack him on purpose to try to stop him? I mean, the strategy was genius. Throughout his prime, him on purpose to try to stop him. I mean,
he loaded it here. He about to swing on him.
Throughout his prime, Shaq shot 76% from the field within 3 feet of the hoop. Send him to the line where he shot an abysmal 52%, and you've essentially found yourself an in-game cheat code. Every time a team fouled Shaq while he was deep in the paint, they saved themselves about a half a point. Foul him enough, and this half-point advantage starts to add up very quickly. And so this is exactly what teams did. From 2000 through 2002, the 3-year peak of Shaq's NBA career, he attempted 11.4 free throws a game, leading the league in free throw attempts every season by a wide margin. Over the past 3 seasons, Joel Embiid has averaged 11.8 free throw attempts per game. Let me say that again.
More than
Shaquille
Shaq.
O'Neal lived in the paint and was getting sent
Embiid has fouled a lot too, but no, not more than Shaq.
line on purpose.
Dude's been hanging on Shaq, bro.
So much that the
Piggyback
act of
riding him.
fouling him literally has its own name, and Joel Embiid somehow shoots more free throws than he did. Ladies and gentlemen, this shouldn't be possible, and yet it is. Throughout the last 45 years of modern NBA history, Embiid has more career free throw attempts per game than any other player, with now over 10 free throw attempts per game. The first player to climb over double digits since Wilt Chamberlain did it in the 60s. James Harden spent half a decade as the best scorer in the league and was almost disregarded throughout those 4 years because of his foul baiting and rule bending. And even he is all the way down here. But Embiid's knack for drawing fouls goes even further, because here are the most frequent free throw shooters in NBA history based on free throw attempts per 36 minutes. Here's LeBron, here's Jordan, here's James Harden, and way up here is Shaquille O'Neal. And here's Joel Embiid. This is outrageous. The foul merchant label Embiid has earned himself over the last few years, as harsh as it is, may just be the reality of
Hey, if Ben Simmons attacked the paint every time, he'll probably be up there too.
This game. This season, Embiid has been on a tear, averaging the second most points per game in a season in modern NBA history.
He's averaging 36.1? Dang!
And being well on his way to winning back-to-back MVP.
But he's missing games though, so he may not win it.
It's been a historic season for the big man so far. His team is winning, he's putting up big numbers and historic performances. We should be celebrating Embiid right now, but we're not. The NBA community has collectively turned its back on Joel and rebuked his achievements this season because the man is cheating. Well, not really.
You're
but
cheating!
Kind of. He isn't breaking any rules or anything. He's just breaking the sort of unwritten code laid in place for NBA players around the league. The antics.
That's a foul. All these are blocking fouls, by the way. He just showed about like 3 blocking fouls. The dude is running side by side with him. You can't do that, bro. Making contact with him. You can't do that.
Place for NBA players around the league. The antics.
That's a foul. Look at this. You talking about, oh, that's not a, this is a foul. Look where he's going up to shoot the ball. His hand is on his elbow. That's a foul.
The gimmicks, the way he's drawing fouls and flopping all over the court has become so egregious.
That's not a foul. He's a man just flopped and spread his legs apart. The dude wanted to contest this shot. He went like this. He did a pump fake and spread his legs.
36 points a night.
That's a foul. Hand in a cookie jar. Look, I'm repping all these calls too. I'm repping them. Look,
so egregious.
That's not a foul. And in Brooklyn too. Maybe it was in Philadelphia. That probably been a foul, but in Brooklyn, hell no.
Even 36.
It's a foul. You reach, buddy. Look, that's a foul. His hand is on his wrist. That's a foul. Come on, man. Stop playing with me.
Him from criticism. Last week, Embiid had a
monster
performance against the Spurs, where he dropped 70 points.
That's a foul. His hand is. He just knows how to. He knows how to do it, bro. He just knows how to do it. I told you, Harden told him well.
Embiid had a
that's not a foul right here
against the Spurs,
but this is a foul right here. Look where his hand is at. That's a foul.
70 points and 18 rebounds on 68% true shooting.
Not a foul.
According to the NBA's game score metric, Embiid's game ranks as the 4th best single game performance in modern NBA history. But instead of cheers and amazement, fans were left unimpressed, even repulsed by the clinic Embiid put on. All of this criticism stemming from one major issue people have with Embiid's game right now.
I have 5 kids.
Jimmy, you went to Purdue. I know you went there.
Free throws, and more free throws. 70 points is mind-boggling. But if 30% of those points come from the line, and how you got to the line,
they say it don't count. They said in the IG comments, they say it don't count. Looking like me for real. It don't count. It don't count.
Merit? Or is it just one big display of how a player has mastered the loopholes and gimmicks
they call it foul
of the
for
game
that?
We love? Well, it's probably a little bit of both. We know teams foul Giannis a lot to slow him down. We know Kobe Bryant was a master at baiting players into fouls. And we just discussed how Shaq got to the line so much because teams wanted him there.
Giannis get fouls, but he don't flop. And like I said, nowadays you gotta sell it. It's 2024. You gotta sell it, man.
Embiid, on the other hand, is probably closer to a prime James Harden in this sense than he is to a traditional dominant big. For years, NBA fans couldn't stand the way James Harden played the game. His point totals were seen as just a symptom.
It's a foul. His hand, look at his hand, though.
Played the game.
Look where his hand is at, bro.
His point totals were seen as Just
Look where his hand is on his hand is by his groin, bro. By his cock-a-doodle-doo, bro.
a
Let's go up.
symptom of the way he would bend the rules to his favor and manipulate the
They just taking advantage of defenders not staying disciplined. That's all.
games to boost his numbers. And he might have actually been able to beat these allegations if his antics actually worked in the playoffs. But they never quite did. Embiid, at least at this moment, is cut from the same cloth. Crazy numbers, historic nights, while stacking up scoring titles off of seemingly pure tricks and schemes. At least this is the general perception right now. But is this the reality of Embiid's game?
The acapella.
Or are we
Oh, they
just
called a
bit
foul.
too
That was a good
skeptical
block.
of his dominance? Here's a game where Shaquille O'Neal scored his career-high 61 points during the 1999-2000 NBA season. By this point, the hack-a-Shaq was in full effect. Teams were fouling the man just to stop him from scoring in the post. But look at some of these foul calls throughout this game. This doesn't appear to be a foul, and yet it was called as one. This was also called a foul.
It was his birthday. Give him a pass. The refs knew it was his birthday, so they gave him free calls for as a present. As a birthday present, they gave him free calls.
And so is this. Here's a shooting foul where the defense hardly even made contact. And here's another one that really didn't need to be called. Throughout this game, Shaq got to the line 12 times. These phantom calls made up 6 of those trips and 8 extra points on the board for the big man. Here's a game from Michael Jordan's 1989-1990 season, the game where he scored a career-high 69 points. And by this point, he was the NBA's premier superstar. And so he got superstar calls, like this one, and this one,
It's a foul.
oh, and this one too. In fact, during this away
That's
game,
crazy.
Cavaliers fans were losing it over the disparity in calls and favoritism the refs were showing Michael.
Into the 7-footer Purdue. Cleveland wanted to get a foul against Jordan. It didn't come.
Well, no foul. It was good defense. And it's like the 80s, too. You can really out the hand check.
Now watch Michael get to the line here. They're going to really get mad.
He got into the paint, gets the 2.
And for good measure, here's another one. The existence of superstars
Oh,
getting
that's
treated
crazy.
different
That one's
than
crazy.
other players is not new to the NBA. And I show you all of this to say that not only is Joel Embiid not the first player to use the rules to his advantage, but he's also not the first player to receive favorable superstar treatment. A few years ago, Peter Lee, a data analyst and NBA fan, wrote a great piece about the idea of superstar calls and the validity of their existence. Within his research, Peter collected all of the last 2-minute data from the NBA dating from 2015 to 2019 and put each type of foul within these reports into different categories. Incorrect calls, or calls made when there wasn't actually a foul, and incorrect no calls, which is when a player got fouled but no call was made. He then gave an advantage rate and a disadvantage rate by comparing the rates at which players received correct calls or incorrect calls, and if the call was in their favor or not. He then categorized every player in the league based on merit into 3 tiers: superstars, stars, and non-stars. Now, what makes this research next level is that last 2-minute data is the most objective method to review officiating in the NBA. Since its introduction in 2015, last 2-minute data documents every call made within the last 2 minutes of every game that is within 3 points. All of these calls are then reviewed and reported by a league operations team to determine the accuracy of each and every
You know what did
call.
LeBron say about the league office? Someone's in there just eating a sandwich right now, bro. Not even looking at the replay. Say, yeah, call him a play stance. It stands. It stands. When they cheated him out of that 3-pointer on his birthday. They cheated him out of 3-pointers, right? Someone's in the league office just eating a sandwich right now. Their lunch
As Peter
break.
mentions in his article, they provide transparency to referee performance and the closest thing that we have to objective truth when it comes to the accuracy of a call or no call. And within his data, Peter tracked over 38,000 of these calls from nearly 2,000 games from 2015 to 2019. And after reviewing this data, he concluded that superstars are over 20% more likely to be advantaged on offensive calls compared to even stars of the league. In other words, superstars are more likely to get a foul call where there wasn't a foul 20% more often than anyone else. Overall, the referees tend to swallow their whistle, make incorrect no calls at a relatively...
And also, you guys gotta understand, this is part of entertainment. You gotta entertain the fans. You want, no offense, but if you want Grant Williams at the line 20 times, bro. No one wants to see Grant Williams at the line 20. Would you rather see Embiid at the line 20 times or Grant Williams at the line 20 times?
Even rate across all player groups,
Oh,
but are more likely to give lenient foul calls to superstars on offense. Superstars receive preferential treatment on both offense and defense compared to stars and non-stars. They are most likely to receive incorrect foul calls on offense and commit incorrect no calls on defense, which proves the existence of superstar calls even in the last
I don't get that on
minutes
defense on
of
2K.
close games. It's a fantastic article, and I've left a link in the description if anyone wants to check it out. And all of this data just confirms what we already knew. Superstars get calls. So then why is Joel Embiid getting criticized for being on the receiving end of this star treatment when countless players before him did the same thing? Joel Embiid is the reigning MVP and scoring champion. Of course he's going to get some favorable calls going his way. But just like referees,
He deserves to get that foul. Patty Mills has no business on Embiid. He deserves to get fouled.
He's gonna get some
What is
favorable
Patty Mills doing on Joel Embiid? I ain't even know Patty Mills is still in the league, bro.
calls going
He has
his
no
way.
business on
But
Embiid.
just like referees give preferential treatment to superstars, fans give preferential treatment to certain players as well. Specifically, players who have proven that their tactics and antics actually work when it matters. 36 points per game is no fluke. But when your
Regular season.
production and efficiency plummet,
Dang! You really are. You really are Harden student, bro. Embiid's really, he's really just like Harden for real. What is going on? 32 turns to 25, 11 turns into 10, 4 turns into 3. He blocks still the same. Where's the field goal percentage? True shooting percentage goes down.
by nearly
Usually your number's supposed to go up in the playoffs, so you get more minutes. But he's been going. Dang.
25% in the postseason, and your superpowers wear off when your team needs you most. All of a sudden, that 36 a night feels a bit fraudulent. I feel like at this point in his career, Embiid's reputation precedes him. And right now, even above his incredible scoring abilities, his reputation is a choke artist. The man is a legit megastar, but it is still difficult to just look past his playoff blunders. You want to know if a player's playstyle is actually effective, if it's more than just a quick gimmick, if it works in the playoffs. And as great as he's been in the regular season, it's hard to look at Embiid's performances this year without the lens of skepticism because of his playoff lows. Right now, he exists within the same vein as players like Allen Iverson and James Harden. MVP caliber players, scoring fiends, and offensive juggernauts who continue to fall flat when it mattered most. Is Joel Embiid cheating the game of basketball? No. Embiid is far from the first player to boost his game with brazen schemes and rule-bending methods. He's not the first player to benefit from superstar treatment, and he's also not the first player to receive criticism for it. Hope you all enjoyed, and as always, until next time.
Hear that, y'all? Embiid is not cheating. And it's okay, because you know what I'm saying? You and him have the same number of rings. He has the same number of rings as me and you, so it's okay.